Carl Froch on the Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn 2 fight. But firstly, the best tribute to Ricky Hatton that I've heard from fighters since he sadly passed. A lovely tribute, and none of the braggadocious stuff and the bravado from Froch. He talked about the man because he knew him. He talked about, which others haven't, the fighting style of Ricky Hatton, and it was heartfelt and it was beautiful, and well done, Carl Froch, marvellous. And you know, I've not been laudatory about Carl Froch recently. As he said when he moved on to the Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn fight, and he said that I was supposed to interview both of them. Conor Benn, he sat down with him, and he will be sitting down a bit more with him, but he expected Chris Eubank Jr. to be there. He didn't turn up. Stood you up. He stood you up, Carl. He talks about this fight and whether it is required. And he's holding two different polarised views in the same segment here. It's on his YouTube channel. Go and have a look because it is really well done. And his YouTube channel is lovely because, you know, he will big himself up, talk about how much of a champion he was. And as he said, in the first fight, it was a great fight, and they were in front of 60,000 people. Not quite 80,000, he says. Has to always harp on with that, doesn't he? How many years ago was that? Was it 11 years ago? Things change, you know. Things do change. And he talks about whether this fight is needed. And the main thing about this is, it seems to me that it might not be needed because there's no belts at stake. And Conor Benn said there won't be a third fight. They need to move on. They do need to move on. The reason why there's a second fight, because the first fight was so blooming good, and because that was about their fathers, which Carl Froch seems not to have noticed. It's about their fathers, not about them. They are having to do a first fight so they can get a legitimate second fight in. That's the reason why they're fighting. And for Bunsen burner, yeah, as he says, well, he says he's going to watch it and enjoy it. So you either need it or you don't need it. You're either not going to want it or you're going to want it. And if we're talking about no titles being at stake and Bunsen burner, what about that Darren Till fight that you keep talking about? Hey, Carl?